Hello again, guys. This is Todd with Duct Tape Hanger. I'm going to be working on the P-40 here. We're doing final finishing on this before I get it ready to get up and run tomorrow, hopefully. Um, I really wanted to fly it tomorrow, but weather here in northern Indiana isn't looking that great, so we're just going to go with the flow on it. I'm going to work on mounting some weight in the tail. I got to tighten up some linkages and work on the control horns a little bit and opening them up on the wing. Need to put a washer on the spinner and get that tightened. I got my new bolts in, so it's a matter of getting that tightened and lined up, make sure the prop is tight. I'm going to go through the carb, at least on the pump side, diaphragm side, and make sure there's nothing plugged up in the screen. I'm going to go through that and show you guys how to do that as well. So, and I'm going to do. I've had a few of you guys ask about the stand that it's on. A friend of mine made that stand. It's all out of PVC. I'm going to do a quick little video on that when I get done with this, and give you some dimensions and describe what it is if you want to make one yourself. It'll almost completely fold up flat. You can flip it over and use it two different ways if you want to lay an airframe on its side, or if you want it in the cradle like it is on top right now. So there's multiple uses with it. It's probably with Amazon, or maybe, I don't know if Harbor Freight sells that kind of stuff. If you can get a decent deal on PVC, which I know that stuff's gotten pretty expensive the last few years, you could build one yourself pretty reasonably and build it to whatever size of airframe that you guys use. So we'll go through that in a future video. But I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of work here, and I'll show you what I do and how to get in there. I'm going to get you guys in here so you can see what I'm actually doing here with this tail wheel, and where I'm going to put the weight. There's a little tray inside there, down inside behind the tail wheel, underneath it. I'm going to mount some old battery packs that I'm going to use for ballast that will work pretty good in there. I'm going to show you what I got going on here. I'm going to try and do a little more in-depth videos than what I've been doing, and give you guys a little more of an idea of what I got going on. So, first thing we need to do, I'm going to take this extension off, snap that off of here, off that clevis, get that out of the way. Then I've got 4 Phillips screws that go in here, and let's see here. Can't see them, so it's not the easiest to get lined up on. Where are you at? Let's see if I can get on one of these here. I think I got it. Nope, that ain't it either. Well, let's see here. This sounded like a good idea. What in the heck? Oh, there we go. Here's one. I'm going to pull them right out of there. Set them down there so I don't lose them, because I know how I am. I'll set something out and I'll never find it again. Yeah, come on now, cooperate. There we go. Get that one out of there. Let's see here. I need to grab that. Oh, it ain't working either. Let's see here. Try one more thing here. Let's see where I put it. I don't think that's a stainless. Oh, maybe it is. thought that was going to be magnetic. So it must be a stainless screw. So not the easiest one to get out of there. Well, see if this is strong enough to hold it. Nope, I ain't doing it either. So it never fails that you have something give you some fits here. Why is that hanging up? Well, let's get the other ones out of there. Maybe we can get it out then. The other two screws are down here. And these are not stainless. They will come out. I got a magnetic tip screwdriver, which comes in really handy. Honestly, most of these tools that I'm using have either came from swap meets or from Harbor Freight. I don't spend a lot of money on tools, especially for model airplanes, because it really doesn't take anything that fancy. Yeah, that one's going to catch. Let's see if I can get in here and pop the head of that screwdriver up. It's just, or the head of that screw, it's just short enough that I can't get underneath it. Come out of there. We're close now. There we go. There, we got it. All right, this will slide right back out of the way. Now, this is what I keep old battery packs for balance. I keep these old battery packs just for this reason. This is an old sub-C. What is it? Is it even, it's nickel metal hydride, but I have no idea how old this is. This was in some airplane that I bought somewhere, and I don't trust old batteries. Batteries are cheap enough, and you can see the wear on it here, where it obviously vibrated around and wherever it was at. I'm not going to trust old batteries. Batteries are cheap. That's the one thing I say, don't lose an airplane over being too cheap. I like to be cheap, but don't be too cheap. It's going to cost you. So what I'm going to do, that's a pretty stout battery. I needed to add a pound. I don't think that's a pound, but I'm going to use some zip ties, and I'm going to mount that right down here in the bottom. And I should be able to put that in there, and I'm probably going to have to add another old battery in here. And like I say, I'm going to zip tie them right down there to that former that's down there, that plate. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick it up and test balance where it's at. See if I need to add a little more. Probably any other weight that's going to be on it is going to be stick-on weight at this point on the outside here, if I have to add any more, because there's just not enough room here. I don't want this stuff to be able to come unlodged and get caught up in anything. But I'm going to give it a try here and see where we're at. Before you do anything, remember you still got to have the weight of the tail wheel. So I'm going to set that in there. That way I'm not taking any kind of weight off of it still. So we're going to start there and see what it looks like when I pick it up and balance it. All right, I marked on the top side of the wing. I put some blue painter's tape right on the 5.5 inch balance point. I'm going to do it the old school way with my fingertips and pick it up and balance it. And I should give me a pretty good idea where we're at. I might have to finagle it around a little bit to get it exactly. So it might get out of frame a little bit here in the video, but we'll see what it does. All right, Still pretty nose heavy. Still pretty nose heavy. So I'm going to add another little bit of weight back there and see what we come up with. Okay, I set on the tail another 4 ounces of sticky back wheel weight. I do not have it stuck on there yet because I'm not sure if I'm going to need it. I just thought I would start there and try it again and see where we're getting on balance. That's the bad part of not sticking it. It falls off. But that did get us a lot closer. I'm going to set that back up here again. And I'm going to throw 1 more ounce on top of it. Just set that there. You try to move it back as far as you can, and that way it takes less weight. The farther back, basic pendulum. Try this again. Hey, not bad. I like it. I'd probably take, instead of a full another ounce, I'll probably take half of that ounce and put on there. I want it just strictly a little bit nose heavy. I don't want it perfect. Just for safety reasons, I can always add more tail weight later. It's always easier to add a little more tail weight than it is to have too much tail weight and get yourself in trouble. Okay, so now we know what we need for tail weight. We're going to work on getting it installed in here. So we know we can get this out of the way. We know we need those 2 battery packs. We have, looks like 2 ounces, 3 ounces, and 5 ounces back here. We're going to go at 4.5 because I said I was going to take half off. So these are already 2 quarter ounces. So I'm just going to do those. I think I can get them in there as well. I'm going to stick them in there to start with and get these out. And I should be able to get in there and zip tie it. I'm going to slide this over a little bit more where I get a little better view myself. And I think you guys can still see in there. So, since these are sticky back, we have plenty of spots in here that we can stick them into on the sides and get them in there. Man, this stuff does not want to peel. There it goes. And I should see if those will fit. All right, they fit right in between those ribs in there. They got some rib stringers in there. You know what? I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to get those zip tied in. I'm going to grab a couple zip ties. I was looking for my long zip ties, and I don't seem to know where I put them, which is usually how it goes for me too. So I guess I'll start off with these. These should be long enough. Get in there and go around that. So I usually put a couple bends in them so I can get them around those formers. I get in there like that. Then I like to take these and just grab them. Oh. And pull them up through there like that. Get them pulled up here. Oh, come on. There we go. And, oh. Sometimes you can use some choice adjectives to help you get those through there if you need to. I'm trying to keep it pretty PG on here. I'm not known for my well-placed adjectives, and everybody pretty much knows what I'm thinking at any point. If you know me, you understand. Okay, that one turned, but this way we can get in here and get that. There we go. Get that weight put in there. Well, this one keeps turning on me, and this one's aggravating me already. Well, what in the heck? Well, I don't understand why this one's fighting me, but we'll see if I can get it in there. See if I can do it this way. I don't know if these are going to be long enough. I might have to find my other longer zip ties, because these are going to be tough. You know what? I'm not liking it. All right, I'm going to find my longer zip ties. Okay, I'm back. Had to go out and get in my airplane trailer, and it's nothing like a nice rainy day to go dig through that and find the parts I need. So I got my nice long zip ties now. This should be much easier to do. And I couldn't remember where I put them. And then I remember, oh yeah, I used them in the trailer. And I'm bad about wherever I put something, or wherever I use something, that's where I set it down. And then it's almost like I never can find it again. So if you do the same thing, let me know. I don't want to feel like I'm the only one out there that does that, but maybe I am. Oh, much better. This way I can get these out here and get around there and actually hook them up. And also make sure you're bending these in where you got the teeth in so you can actually get it to lock. I've done it before, got all these in, and then realized I bent them the wrong way. And a lot of this stuff, I know you guys know what you're doing. You know, it's just, I get in a hurry sometimes, and this is what I run into. And I've been known to do that quite a few times. Getting in a hurry has never got me anywhere, and yet I still haven't learned. I'm trying to be more patient. I really thought in my old age I would really kind of figure out that it's not worth it, but you know, old habits are hard to break. Okay, that looks a little more realistic. Now, a lot of times I'll cut these old leads off too, but I'm going to leave them on there just in case it's easier to pull them back out of there. It's easier. That'll be much nicer. Much nicer. Now, we'll get this one in there. And that one does not want to. There it goes. I got to get around that one. Oh, I can't leave that up like, oh, I wonder if now this has got me thinking too. I see this is a little higher than that wood. I got to be able to make sure I can get the tail wheel back in there. This one is not going to work like that. Falling down in there. That one is not going to work like that. So I need to get this flatter. And more back here. So let's see if I can slide that over. I'm hitting something. What am I hitting? Okay, I'm hitting a little bitty wood stringer back there. So let's see. Ooh, yeah, I don't want to cut into that. So let's take a look here. I get that one in there. I don't want to add more stick-on weight to the outside. How close? Without falling down in there. That would be okay in there, but I don't think I'll be able to get the tail wheel in if I leave that like that. Sorry, I bumped the camera there. Let's take a look here. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's zip tie this part down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, don't tell me I put it in the wrong one. Oh, I did. Oh, no. Oh, no, this might work. This might work. That's okay. Let's do this a little differently. We're going to crisscross them, I guess. Without quite my plan, but it will work. If I can get this out here far enough. To get this one started. See, right there, I got in a hurry. And look at what it got me. I might have to pull all this stuff back out again. See if I can get that one started. There we go. Well, nope, that ain't gonna work. I don't think that one's gonna work. I can get that one tight. That one I can. Oh, there we go. There we go. I think we got her now. Let me get in here. Grab that a little more. Get a few more clicks out of that. Now she's nice and solid right there. A little bit of wiggle, but that'll be all right. Now, let's see if we can get this in here before we cut those zip ties. Because we have to get that. Oh, that's going to be perfect. I got to get this in here. Let's see here. I got to do this the other way. That goes. And there we go. All right, we're in. We're in, and we added that weight. All right. That will definitely work. I got to screw this back in. I got to hook that back up. Hook my rudder back up here. And we are pretty close to getting this ready. Now I'm going to play around with some of this. I'm going to take some rubbing alcohol and clean this so there's no residue before I stick those on. I'm going to stick them on the bottom of the stab. Nobody's going to see them there. And I don't like them on the side of the fuselage as much. They're a little more noticeable. On the bottom of the stab, nobody will notice. I'm going to do a breakdown of all my costs and everything in this on the last video before I fly it, or even on the flying video. So that way we can kind of get an update. You can kind of get an idea what I got in it, what my costs are, my investment, and what you could do. And you could do the same thing. I'm going to take some side cuts, get in here, get those out of the way. And where's that one at? That is over there. There we go. All right, let's screw that back in. These long ones go in the front. Get that light moved over here a little bit. Get this one in over here. Well, come on now. This is the one that gave me fits coming out of there. There you go. It's going to be like Happy Gilmore. Are you too good for your home? Go in the hole, screw. Okay. Then I just use a couple of these countersunk. It goes right in here. And like so. It's where those magnetic screwdrivers come in real handy. And I also, I bought one of these at Harbor Freight. These are like $4, telescoping magnetic. I've dropped enough stuff inside fuselages and stuff for $4. That's well handy. Save you a lot of trouble in the long run. And that one goes right there. All right. Now, we're going to hook that back up. Okay. We are back in business. All right, so we know we're going to need the big one. I'm going to take a little 90% isopropyl alcohol. It's actually 91%. It's first aid version. It's Rexall, so I think that's, I don't know if that's Walmart. I don't know where I got it, but it's pretty reasonable. You know, and then you just take that, and that'll clean up any residue, debris, anything that might be in the way. You can see, look at all the stuff that came off just that right there. Doesn't matter how clean it looks. That's usually, you got to cover your bases on that kind of stuff. Thing that's nice about alcohol, it dries fast. So we know we need the big one. I'm going to lay that right in there, right along the fuselage. Give her a little pressure. You know she's going to stay. And on this side, what did I end up saying we were using? Like 6 ounces, I think. We're going to retry it here. We're going to do same thing on this side, a little bit of rubbing alcohol. And clean that up. Oh, and speaking of cleaning, I did clean this whole airplane with that Awesome. And I am really impressed with it. The guys that fly a lot of glow in the field, at the model field, use it. And I am super impressed with how well it cleans without leaving any kind of residue. It really does a nice job. So if any of you guys still fly glow out there, very nice all-purpose cleaner. Very nice. I am very happy with it. It's cheap. It does a really nice job. And no residue, no streaks, none of that. Like usually we use like a glass cleaner, and that stuff will leave all kinds of streaks and residue. Okay, we're going to stick that. Well, right now we've added 3 ounces, 4 ounces, because I put that piece on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and rebalance it and stick on some more weight. Okay, I'm going to do some more balancing here and see where we're at and figure out how much more weight we need and to get it the way we want it. Take the ones that aren't stuck on yet, move them off to the side. And my marks. There we are. Hey, that looks pretty good right there. That looked pretty good to me right where we're at. I'm not going to put any more on it. We're going to start working on getting the linkages lined up. That'll be the next thing.